Crazy is brought to you by.
He killed his father because of a curse on his people, betraying his family in search of the truth, awakening the evil behind the curse. Now they must race to save their people or die trying.
What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze today?
What's up, Sammy? Today we have a returning guest. His name is Jason Lenox, and he's going to be talking to us about a new Kickstarter project that he's got coming up. It's the Satanic Coloring Book. Interesting.
Oh, I need an exorcism. Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your meds, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer, Medina. What's happening, Sam? Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze.
Catch the
We are
Craze.
live. We are live once again. Once again, we're
Yes.
live for another Kickstarter special.
Yeah.
We got a double dip today. Double dip, two
Double
shows.
dip.
We got a 7 o'clock and an 8 p.m. But we're gonna be joined by Jason Lenox coming up in a few minutes. He's gonna be talking to us about his Kickstarter that's out right now. It's doing gangbusters
Killing it.
on Kickstarter. He's killing it. But what's going on, Sam?
What's
Keep
going on? First, I'd like to acknowledge we have our first supporter in the chat, Michael San Martino. What's up? Que pasa? Que pasa? Que pasa?
San Martino.
Oh no,
Que
I'm excited.
paso?
I'm excited. So Forbidden's only 12 days away. The launch of Forbidden.
12
the
days, kid.
issue number 2, 32 pages. Also the graphic novel, volume 1. A lot of exciting, great things we're going to be announcing November 1st.
That's right.
But I did a crossover piece with myself, with Forbidden and Philip Russett's Tragedy. I sent him the piece. He's having one of his colorists color it. That's going to be available if I get to 75 backers as a digital print. So same thing on his campaign. And, everybody knows John Coates has done a variant cover. And I just got that back from the colorist. Oh my gosh, it is amazing what she's done. And so we're going to debut that on November 1st as well. So we got that variant cover. We got the homage cover by none other than Sam the Crazy Man Vera. That's going to be dope. There's the picture of the graphic novel. So there is a Indiegogo exclusive cover and there's a Kickstarter exclusive cover. And you won't be able to get the Indiegogo cover on Kickstarter or vice versa. So we got something for each of the fans. But everything else, there'll be one also thing that's going to be a little different on Indiegogo. It's going to be a sticker available on Indiegogo that won't be available on Kickstarter. I'm excited. It's only 12 days away. 12
right.
days away.
Yeah, and so check that show out November 1st live. And if you stumbled upon the show, or maybe you are here because you are watching the interview that we're doing with Jason Lenox and you're one of his supporters, click that subscribe button. stick around. We do a lot of these interviews. We support a lot of independent artists. So if your thing is, checking out what the indie scene is like and who's coming up in the indie community, then, subscribe, like, comment, and help the channel grow. Like Sam says all the time, you helping the channel grow only helps us, with the exposure for these up and coming independent artists.
Help.
Right now, we currently hit the triple fours. We're at 444. So
yes,
we doing some good things here. So keep it going. If you haven't yet, subscribe.
Yeah, that was
help us out.
That was exciting. Let me see. I just wanna if the new subscriber is out there today, I just want to shout the person out. New subscriber, Comic Book Steals and Deals. Thank you so much. Robert A. Multari, who's going to be on the show tomorrow live. Nice. Thank you so much for subscribing. And Daryl Carter. Those are the 3 most recent subscribers to the channel. It's just we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the craze.
That's right. And listen, we do this not just independent comic book artists, but independent. If you're a musician, if you're a magician, if you're, if you do anything where you are just trying to build your own brand, musician, whatever issue you are, hit us up. Let us know you want to come on the show, and there's a platform for you right here to promote yourself and whatever it is you're doing.
We're not going anywhere. We're right here. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's it. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot.
That's right.
Yeah, that's exciting. Right. Oh, and also, one of our biggest show sponsors, Daphne Lage, she exceeded her stretch goal plans. She made her goal, I think, like the first hour or whatever. But she was trying to get to 5,000, and she did it. She exceeded 5,000. So congratulations to Daphne Lage and Eagle Raven. Made her Kickstarter, killed it. That's another sponsor of the show that used our platform as well to help drive traffic to their Kickstarters that were successfully funded. So we'd like to say thank you. And if you want to promote your Kickstarter and you can't get on enough podcasts, you can promote way in advance by sponsoring episodes of Catch the Craze, and we'll promote your commercial. It's cheap, easy, and affordable. Just hit the link below. It's to sponsor an episode, and you too can have a successfully funded campaign.
That's right.
By sponsoring Catch the Craze.
Yes. So jump on board. And if you guys don't have any video or audio and you simply just want us to read something on the air for you, there's that option as well. So, hit
Send
up
us a press release. And,
that's right.
And again, everything, that is the cost of a latte. It's a latte, so if reading the press release is the cost of a latte, sending us a video, it's a latte and a croissant. So
it's less than a latte in some places. I mean, my lattes are like $7-8 sometimes.
Mucho dinero.
Yeah, so it's less than a latte.
I stopped doing that. Every time, it's like Netflix. They keep jacking up the price every time.
Yo, $1.
They keep creeping it up. They sneak it in there.
$9.99. I started with $9.99.
I started with $7.99.
Oh, damn.
Damn, now it's $14.98.
Yo, they just keep creeping it up.
It just shows up. They don't send you a warning. We're going to be jacking up the prices. It just keeps going up.
That's it.
Yo, Netflix. I'm going to be like, yo, peace. Keep it up. I'll stick with Prime. Yeah, at least I get free shipping with Prime.
Yeah, that's true. You get something else with Prime. That is true.
I get something else.
I have right now, I subscribe to Disney Plus, and I got the Disney Plus bundle. So I got Disney Plus, I got ESPN Plus, and Hulu for I think it's like $12.99 or something like that, $14.99. Damn. So I'm subscribing to that. Yeah, I'm subscribing to that. Then I got the Netflix, who keeps jacking the prices up. You know what I mean? And then I got Prime. And so it's crazy. I
got HBO Max because I got it for free with AT&T.
HBO Max, yes. AT&T, me too. So I got that. That's right. Yeah, man. Did you get into that Squid Game stuff that's out there? I haven't watched that Squid Game.
Some things just don't appeal to me. I'll look at the promo and I'm like, not for me.
Yeah, that it didn't. Yeah, that's exactly right. It did not appeal to me, but it's like all the rage. So, but yeah, I'm done. Yeah. I watched that new Sopranos movie.
Oh, was it good?
Oh no, on HBO Max. It's all right. It's okay. I miss
Hulu. $199 Black Friday. They probably gonna do it again this year for $199 for what, for the first month?
Really?
And then next, you get hit with a $14.98 fee. Got back
Because you forget you got it. And then bam, next thing you know, you're paying full price.
Yeah.
Sons of a biscuit.
Yeah,
eater.
sons of a biscuit.
Yeah, man. So we have Jason Lenox. He was on the show a few months back. I don't remember exactly the episode, but if you guys subscribe to the channel, look back in the archives. Remember, these things stay on forever. We don't take any shows off. You know what I mean? Everything is just in there. So we have a bunch of shows in there. So if you want to check out our last interview, because he had the what was that other book he had? It was what was it? It was something the Cosmos, and I feel bad because I don't remember it now.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Give me a second, because I got it.
It was like Masters of the Universe, because he's a big fan of the '80s cartoons.
Let's see. There are he created 12 campaigns. Let's see, where is you?
Good old 12 campaigns. Good for you, Jason. That's what's up, brother.
Yeah. The last one that he did was Lords of the Cosmos.
Lords of the Cosmos.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was, and we were talking to him about that, and he did well in that. So, he's found some success on
each campaign his backers grew. His last campaign for issue number 4, he had 263 backers.
There you go.
Yeah, so
you do it, baby.
The guy's killing it.
Yeah. He hustles, man. He hustles, and he knows what he's doing. So we're gonna have him on the show.
He's got the secret sauce. He's got the secret sauce.
Secret sauce. And for those who are watching, who are on right now, Mike, that includes you. If you have questions, throw them our way. We'll ask them. If you have any questions in regards to anything, his satanic coloring book, very interesting. The satanic coloring book. Now let me tell you something. That is popular. He had a $2,500 goal, $2,500. He's got 219 backers, and he's got $9,623 that he's raised so far.
Wow.
The campaign ends on Sunday, November 7th at 9:30 p.m. So you guys still have time to check out the campaign and back it if you'd like. But very, very interesting.
Yes, very interesting. Retweet it again.
But you know what? It just goes to show there's something for everybody, man. There's a market for everybody.
Oh yeah, I was looking for a soundtrack to put in the Instagram stories and Facebook stories when I was putting his promo piece up there. When I put in satanic, the stuff that comes up, woo!
Really?
I needed holy water. I was like, this is some rough stuff. I'm like, this is crazy. What's it? Coloring book is next. Chulu. See, I don't know
what.
What did he just write? I'm not sure what that is.
Cthulhu. It's hard to pronounce, but yeah, that's a big market for that.
Oh, is that a word? I thought he misspelled.
No. He said, I thought he misspelled. I thought you misspoke, man.
I think those damn fat fingers. It's like a quiz.
No, he did not misspeak or misspell anything.
I tried. I was like, my mouth didn't work. I was like, what was that?
No, you've heard of H.P. Lovecraft.
Lovecraft.
Yeah. So that's one of his his fictional mythical characters, the universe of the Cthulhu, and it's very popular. That is very. You throw that on a comic, and you're getting funded, kid.
Nice.
That thing is serious.
Oh,
but yeah,
Cthulhu.
there are just some things out there.
It's Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
He put Cthulhu. I sound like I'm speaking Ebonics. Album. Is that what it is? Cthulhu?
I always thought it was Cthulhu, but that's got a huge following, bro. Yeah,
Lou. You got one Lou.
Autocorrect. Yeah, autocorrect. How the hell did autocorrect even think to autocorrect that to? What made it think that you wanted Lulu instead of just Lou?
Imagine like a teleprompter. You're speaking to a national audience, and you're like, it's like that's horrible.
Tongue twisters up in there. Yeah. Oh snap! But yeah, no. So Jason's gonna be on. We're gonna be chatting it up, see what he's got going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks. Later on tonight at 8 p.m. Stick around because we're gonna have a second live show.
Yeah.
And the creator of Blood Sable will be on.
Yeah.
D. Wayne. He's a really cool dude, man. He's a very big supporter
D.
of the
Wayne.
show. So yeah, so he's gonna be on. We're gonna be chatting it up with him.
He also did he also wrote and illustrated a book called Liar. Liar, yes. I was able to open it today. I was having trouble getting that damn file open, and then he fixed it, and so I read it. Pretty cool story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you forward that to me? You son of a...
No. It was just like an hour ago.
It was like an hour
Stop
ago.
acting up.
Son of a... Yeah, you're acting up. You're out of order.
You're out of order.
You got to send
You
that
can't
stuff
handle
over.
the truth.
D-U-N, I apologize if I have no idea what to ask you about that book because my co-host didn't share
Liar.
information with me. It's like he ate a piece of candy by himself. He had a piece of candy and he just ate that all by himself. Wouldn't share it with me. That's some bullshit.
Love the Ritz.
I want this Ritz. Some good ass Ritz. Oh, Mike says back to back. Yeah, man. Stick around, Mike. I don't know if you're working tonight, but yeah, stick around, my brother.
Yeah.
And for those listening and wondering who the hell we're talking about when we say Mike, Michael Sammartino's got a book called Technogods. Check that out. Go to his website, technogods.com, and pick up one of his books. It's a great
It's actually
read.
one of the most viewed shows, interviews that we've done.
That's right. We did an interview with him, and it's on the channel, so check it out. Just a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't even that long ago.
Even the What's in a Box featuring Technogods, his book. In fact, if you like that episode featuring Technogods, issue number 1, come back for issue number 2 very soon.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're gonna do it.
Where I find out what Cliff was doing if he falls asleep again during the next fight. Yeah.
Oh, Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff's a punk, but yeah.
Oh, he hates Cliff. You know what it is? I think it's because of of how much he looks like Viejo, and it's like the opposite of Viejo, where Viejo would get up and bust some ass. You were upset about the fact that Cliff fell asleep.
The fact that he just fell asleep at the most opportune time for him to avoid getting jacked up by the what do they call them? The zombies? What do they call them?
Oh,
I got corrected.
Mike,
what was that?
What was the name? Yeah. What was the name? Harpies, I think it was.
Herpes. Yes.
Harpies, not herpes. Fucking God.
It's fleshy and zombies with herpes.
Yeah, sounds like good. Herpes. No, it's harpies.
Oh,
harpies. I think it is.
I
Right?
never
Mike,
even
correct us if we're wrong.
I never even heard the term before. So when she said that, I was like, I gotta look that up. It's like a mogwai. Like when I first heard mogwai,
Harpy. Yeah,
and they said
harpy,
gremlins was mogwai, so harpy has to be something.
Yeah.
Dan Price, what's up, Dan? Dan in the house.
Dan, what up? But you know what though? You got to understand, and listen, for those who are listening, don't listen to Sam. This guy did not fall asleep.
He fell
Read
asleep.
Read the book. He has some trauma, obviously, in his life.
He said, "Oh, herpes.
Okay, he's got
I'm
some
going to
trauma
sleep."
in his life. I got herpes. Damn, harpy Cthulhu.
Oh, it's horrible. Where is that damn book? I had that damn
Jesus.
book
I'm ready for number 3, man. I read 1 and 2 in one sitting. I was like, yo, is it? I need more. So it's a good read. It's a good read. You guys got to check that out.
Yes, it is.
What are you looking for, the book?
Yeah, I had it here. I was going to show it on the screen, but yeah. Sorry. It's not going to happen. But yeah. Sam got to work out those mythologies. Herpes? Damn. Herpes. Chalupas.
Wow.
I don't. Wow. It's like, yeah, no.
Damn. Hey, listen, big shout out to actually Dan Price is in the chat room. He also was on the show.
Yes.
And we also talked to him about his Kickstarter called Bigfoot Knows Karate Chapter 1.
Everybody want kung fu fighting.
They're killing it.
Oh,
They're killing it.
They
See,
slaughtered it.
Talking about Cthulhu. All right, Kung Fu Thulu. Think Godzilla vs. Kong meets Kill Bill. That's Bigfoot Knows Karate. Check that out. They're at $5,000, these guys. $5,000, 136 backers, and they have plenty of time. They have 23 days to go.
23
see what I'm talking about?
days.
You throw Cthulhu in that bad boy, and bam, you got it going on. So,
Yes.
But Bigfoot Knows Karate. Big shout out to you, Dan. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
If you haven't yet, Dan, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And thank you for the support, my brother. I appreciate you. Sam got to work on those mythologies. Yeah, man. So, but let's talk a little bit more about Forbidden, Sam, because it's coming up. It's November 1st, and I don't know if Jay is in the chat yet or in the room yet. I'm ready to come on, but
Is that the yet?
November 1st. November 1st. Big day. First day bundle. You know, what's happening on the
first day bundle is going to be dope.
Talk to us.
Yeah, the first day bundle is going to be amazing. It's a package that's going to include the variant cover by John Coates, and some additional things that's only going to be available on that first day bundle. So you're going to want to get that, especially when you see the cover. It's fire. And so it's going to be exciting. We're excited. I'm excited about that. My goal is to break 100 backers. That's about
100 backs.
I want to get 100 backers. I have a 75 backer goal incentive, which is the crossover piece that I illustrated, featuring Philip Russert's Tragedy. So I picked 2 characters from his series, and I picked 2 characters for Forbidden, and I did a piece. It's being colored right now. That's going to be a digital print if we get to 75 backers. It's going to be dope. So Philip Russert's also launching November 1st for Tragedy.
That's right.
So we're doing we're going to go live that night. So he's going live first. I'll pop in on his stream to promote the crossover. Then we're going live, and he's going to pop in on our stream to promote the crossover. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, strength in numbers, baby. Strength in numbers. Don't forget that that next week, this is also something we're doing next week. Next week, the 27th, we're gonna have a little Halloween
Party
special.
time.
A little Halloween party.
Yes.
With the ladies from Raging AVC.
Yeah.
So if you don't follow that channel yet, look it up. Raging AVC. Follow them. We're going to be crossing streams. We're going to be having a party. They're going to be on their show. We're going to be on our show. And we're going to be simulcasting our Halloween special with the ladies from Raging AVC, Meredith and Nita. Hysterical, dude. I was watching their show this morning. These girls just...
Yeah, I just gotta make sure that I have a disclaimer on, because Nita, every other word is like, what
mode.
the heck?
She was telling a story about how she encountered a werewolf, and she's convinced it was a werewolf. And when she tells that story, the she drops. It's incredible. So you guys check out their show. They go live just about every day, I think.
Yeah.
Just about every day in the morning. And they have some interviews. I've been on the show. They interviewed me. I had a really cool interview with them on the show. So check that out. But yeah, definitely subscribe to their channel and show them some love. Show them some love. They were very, very, very instrumental in helping Daphne reach her goals. And Daphne thanked them online for that. Daphne Lage, who just kicked butt on her Kickstarter. Follow her. She's got a YouTube channel as well. So yeah, man, spread the love, baby. Trucker's mouth. Oh, I think Mike, you were on that show, right, Mike? When they were talking about that this morning. I don't know if he was on the show. I thought I saw his name on there, but yeah.
I'm gonna have a flashing disclaimer.
You're gonna have like a delay, just beep, beep, beep. Every freaking time. She's freaking insane. But yeah, no, she's a good time, man. The girls are really cool, very supportive. They support us. We support them. And it's all good. It's all good. So check it out. October 27th, 8 p.m., right? I think we went down to 8 p.m.
It was 8 p.m., yes. So 8 p.m.
Right,
we're
goes
going
down
Yes, we're going to be playing dress up.
Yeah, explicit indeed.
Yeah.
Explicit indeed, Mike.
Woo.
Explicit indeed.
Yes. It's like
but
I'm gonna have a beep button every time she go beep.
That's what I'm saying.
Beep,
that's what I'm saying.
And the whole conversation will be like this: beep 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 beep.
It's gonna sound like a flat line. It's gonna sound like a freaking flat line.
Non-stop.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, especially because she's gonna be drinking, and so they come out like Gatling guns. Like,
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. Those two, man, they're like the Odd Couple. You know what I mean? Like it's so funny.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So yeah, so that's happening. That's happening next Wednesday, the 27th.
Next
so
Wednesday, the 27th. It's gonna be our Halloween before Halloween because that's Halloween. Right. You know, I just moved to Texas. You know, and you know, trick or treating is big out here. I'm cutting off all my lights.
I thought you had a big cat outside. I thought you had.
I just got here. I ain't spending money. You crazy? I'm trying to make money. Hell no, son. No candy here. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give her olives. I got olives, green olives.
Snap. Yo, kids are gonna hate you in that neighborhood.
Oh, Jesse Ventura, yes.
Jesse Ventura.
The Predator. That Predator back then was what what's that movie that Stallone makes now with all
the Expendables?
Expendables. Predator back then was Expendables today. You know, you had all these bad dudes in Hollywood that were in there. I mean, you had Apollo Creed, you had Jesse Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, you had it was like, wow, it was the shit.
I gotta tell you, man, Sly is smart with those movies.
He's doing it for.
Yeah, what he doing with those, because he's expanding those people's careers basically, and it's very basic storytelling, dude. It's just an action flick from the 80s, fun. You know, put now. Yeah, like there's really no plot. He's not really overthinking that thing. He's just like, yo, we're gonna blow some stuff up and we're gonna be running and jumping and you know it's gonna be fun. Let's do it, and that's it. You know, that's it.
Yeah, I love the Expendables. You know,
those are fun flicks.
I mean, I just think, and also it was like he's like Batman and Jason Statham is like Robin. You know, they're like the dynamic duo. Those two.
Yeah, I like Statham too. He's good.
Yeah.
He's a good action hero.
The stories within the story when his girl cheated on him, and the guy was beating her. He went to the basketball court, and then he busted him up, and he's like, "You should have waited." Cause she gets in the back of the bike. She's like, "Oh man, I should have waited." Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was cool. Oh, I like the part where what's his name? Oh man, what's his name?
When did you last see this movie? Because I don't remember.
Stop acting up.
I don't remember any of it. I'm being honest.
What's the tattoo artist's name? But, you know, what was the tattoo artist's name in Expendables? Famous actor.
Michael?
No.
Any help?
He played the wrestler. The movie The Wrestler.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, geez, he was in Iron Man 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yes.
What? Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. You know, when he's telling the story, and he's tattooing him, and he's telling him the story. Oh man, George, you gotta go back and watch it.
I do. I gotta watch. I'm telling you, I don't remember them. I definitely gotta watch that, man. I haven't.
It's those stories within the story that was pretty cool for me.
That's yeah. No. It was those movies were good, bro. Really good movies. I'm glad he's coming out with a fourth one.
Yes.
Beast. He's a beast.
He can do no wrong. Sam is thinking about the Notebook. I'm gonna bust you up.
Oh, you crazy.
Yo, oh snap. That is funny. He said you're thinking about the Notebook. He said you should have waited.
Oh, wait till I do Detect the Gods 2.
That's what he made. That's what made him think of the Notebook. You should have waited. Oh snap! Oh man, good stuff. Yeah. Woo. Anyway, how do we segue from that?
Yes. What was it? What you know? The sad thing is, I don't remember anything I watch on Netflix anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't remember? Like,
I just can't remember the damn names of stuff I watch. But anyway, I see that our guest is in the waiting room. So with that said, you know, if you have a campaign that you're trying to promote, but you can't get on any 20 podcasts and you don't have the means to go all out, but you have a couple of bucks in your pocket, why not consider?
Are you sitting at home wondering how you're going to spread the word about that Comic-Con that you're about to appear at, and you want to get some press? How about your first book signing? How do you spread the word so you can get an audience there? Or that first panel at a Comic-Con? Who do you talk to? Or even your first crowdfunding on Kickstarter or Indiegogo? The world is turning to podcasting to get the word out. Why not you? Sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze and start promoting yourself today.
right, we're bringing our guest in now. Welcome back, Carter. He's working on the audio.
Hear you.
Hey guys,
hear
what's
us?
going on?
What's up?
There he
Welcome
is.
back.
What's up, Jason?
I'm doing good. I had someone say that when I'm on these videos, I look like a freaking active shooter or like Unabomber in my basement. Now every time I see myself, I'm like, oh god.
I think I need to take a screenshot just in case I need evidence.
Here he is.
There you
Have
go.
you seen this man?
What's going on, Jason? How you doing, man? Glad to have you back on the show. I know the last time you were on, we were talking about Lords of the Cosmo. I couldn't remember the name of the book.
And soon when it goes, I'm waiting till it goes on Comixology. I'll shoot a whole press package out about that with all the back issues and everything. But I want to, because what I want to do is be able to send it out, and then you can, say, hey, you can go here and get it. So I'm just waiting for Comixology to give here's their blessing.
Yeah. Good stuff. But for those who missed you on the show the last time, why don't you give us a brief little quick, hey, I am Jason Lenox and I do blank.
Okay, so hey everyone, I'm Jason Lenox, and I am an artist that I make comic books and I do freelance art. And now these days, this Halloween season, I have a satanic coloring book set with 2 full satanic coloring books, so you can let people know. The devil makes work for idle hands, right? So you can color in all the devil Satanism that you can handle. So it's on a Kickstarter right now. So that's what I do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, brother. And you don't just have one; you have 2 coloring books in this campaign.
I have 2. So the first one is called Rituals. So there's some adults-only material in that, and then Volume 2 is called Animals, which is the all ages book. So if there's a little devil in your life, you can give it to them and not worry that mom's gonna hit you upside the head for what'd you show them that for, right? So it's just cats and dogs and cows and chickens with Satanism.
Interesting.
Nice.
So tell us how did you get involved in this project? Like you're doing this, Lords of the Cosmo, right? And it's
Right.
I think it's a very different books. But how did you get into this project? How did this happen?
So for like the last 6 years, I've had just a steady stream of requests for, could you draw something evil? Could you draw something satanic? And so I just started to build up this large portfolio that was independent of all my other work that was satanic themed. The work just built up and built up and built up. And then there was a stream of fans. My friend Julia from Du Bois, Pennsylvania was, I think, the first person that said you should make a coloring book. And that was about 5 years ago, and I was initially resistant to doing it. And then so many people said to me, hey, I'm going to do, you should do this, that I decided that maybe it was a better idea than I had thought. So I just decided to listen and not be so damn stubborn. And so I just started kind of putting it together on the side while I was doing everything with Lords of the Cosmos over the last couple of years. So it's kind of been building in tandem. And then I really kind of put the series focus on it in March after the Kickstarter for Lords 4 wrapped up. So I was working on getting the Kickstarter for this ready while I was doing all the fulfillment for the last comic. So I just wrapped up all the rewards going out in September, and then this launched in October. So it's no rest for the wicked here, fellas.
Dude, yeah,
Nice.
you're on fire, man. I mean,
Yes.
no pun intended.
Hey.
That's amazing.
Well,
dude,
he is in hell.
amazing.
Just say.
That's right.
No, that's cool, man. As far as the campaign itself, I mean, you're killing it. You're you're at 9,600, I think, a little over 9,600.
Yeah.
You had a goal of 25. So what do you attribute the success of this campaign? How did this happen? How did it just blow up like this?
Proper expectations and a well thought out plan. So my friend DW Khan, that he does Lovecraft PI. He's got Berserkers 3 on Kickstarter. I think it ends tomorrow, or maybe it ended today, but it's right around now. He was cool enough to review a lot. I started doing a lot of spreadsheets for this project, so I was doing a lot of math and a lot of spreadsheets. So I figured out what I needed to make, and then I thought it's not a whole lot because a lot of the work is already done. And then Kickstarter is so strange because it's a lot of it's perception and it's proper goal setting. So I knew I didn't need to make a whole lot to make this happen. And then the perception is you're doing great. You know what I mean? Because you've exceeded your goal. You know, at the same time, if I got, you know, silly and said my goal would have been, you know, $25,000, you'd be saying, man, you're only at 40%. So it is interesting, you know, with the, it's what is your perception of success? So you set your own goal, your own schedule, and then people will rate you by what you said you would do. Right. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with this. It's the most money I've raised on a Kickstarter. It's not my most backers because the average per person is higher on this for a bunch of reasons. But I think it's just, it was well planned, well thought out. I got a new graphic artist. He goes by Dark Art Randy on Twitter and Instagram. And he was really instrumental in helping me make a really good video and some really good graphics to give the whole project a very unified visual look. And then, like I said, a lot of it was just, you know, planning and thought and making a campaign that seemed to make sense to people. So, you know, my goal is to set a backer record for myself as well as a dollar record for myself. And right now we're about $370 some away from the first stretch goal, where I'm going to do some new art for the animals book. So I will do a pig and a wolf in that book.
Okay.
Nice. So
if we hit 10, so we're hoping another $300, right? $370.
Let's do it.
So how long were you like working on this on the back end? Where did the idea come from? You know, what inspired you to go this route and take a break from Lords of the Cosmos?
Well, it was like I was saying to George, it was just, you know, kind of people seeing a lot of my satanic black and white work that I was doing for clients or just doing for myself to have as prints. Or do spec pieces, and then there was this kind of drumbeat of, you know, you should do a coloring book. But as far as how long I've been working on it, it's been going on in the background for about 2 years, you know, quietly. Some of the pieces I'd done had to be re-inked to be more coloring book friendly, and then you know, I just had 2 folders, you know, or 1 folder for all the stuff, and then in March I decided to break it in half because originally it was going to be 1 book, and then I realized that the content, well, it was all satanic, Sam. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to put like, here's a kitten, you know, with 2 nude women with devil stuff, you know. So it's kind of like, let's separate that. So the project itself was kind of organic and saying, let's make 2 books. So, you know, the material is up to 6 years old, but the book itself has kind of been on a 2-year slow burn, and then since March, it like that ratcheted it up.
Right.
That's
And I
awesome,
looked
man.
at, I mean, just the production work behind it. I mean, you have voiceover actors, you have models, photographers. You know, how much time did it take to put that whole team together?
You know, see, that's the weird thing, because a lot of those people were coming to me, you know, hey, can we be your clients? So they were just people that I was, you know, collecting along the way. And then even as I was doing work for a lot of these people, I would say, would you mind if we use this in this coloring book when I do it eventually? And everyone was like, yeah, sure. So some of the people have been around me for years, and then it was like, it's time. So the project, it's an interesting question because it can seem bigger than it is. It isn't like I called these people and said, we're going to do this project. So like, for example, Damazonia hired me to make a decal for her to sell. And, you know, during that process, I said, hey, could we use your art as part of the coloring book? And she was like, I demand it. So, you know, I didn't go to her, you know what I mean? Like, she came to me to have me do work for her. And then I said, could we use you for this? So I kind of double dipped on a lot of this stuff. So in many ways, the project seems bigger than it is. You know, we actually got music from an actual metal band to be in our trailer. They're another client. And, you know, the folks that run the band, Rebecca and Zach, I went to them and said, hey, you know, I'd like some cool music. Could I use some of your music? And they were like, 100%. We love, you know, what you did for us. We'd love to have, you know, our music in your project because we support you. You know, this is so cool. You asked us. So there was a lot of that kind of, you know, hey, could I get all these people that have been in my orbit for years and then just kind of assemble them. But, you know, to your point, Sam, if you come into it, you'll say, my God, there's 27 people that were involved in this thing, but they are, but it wasn't maybe the perception that you get because it's, you know, it's people that I've worked with for years.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of like a friend jam, right? It's a friend jam with all your cool friends.
Right. Yeah. I also see that you have a retailer package that you're offering, and you got actually a couple of retailers who have pledged to it. So there is interest from retailers for the books as well.
Yeah, I was at the Harrisburg Comic-Con in South Central Pennsylvania about a month and change ago, and it was funny. There was a young woman that actually stopped and talked to me. She works for a place called Passion Alley in Philadelphia. It's an adult themed store, and I've been emailing them, and they emailed me back, and I'm trying to work something out with them, and they haven't backed it yet, but I thought like that was a direct communication off of Kickstarter. So they do sell adult coloring books at their store. So I'm like, well, I mean, this would seem to be a good fit since you sell adult coloring books, and I did this with some models, and there's some adult material in it. So, you know, I thought that was cool. And, you know, we get so sucked into comic books that, you know, when you start saying, what about Passion now on South Street in Philadelphia? We're not thinking about that in our regular, you know, when you guys do your comic, that's probably not the first place you think of, but for the satanic coloring book, yeah, it actually probably does make sense. So it's exciting that 2 people picked up the retailer packs, and, you know, we'll see where they go and how many stores these things actually end up in.
Yeah. Do you plan to do more of these coloring books, or not necessarily satanic coloring books, but coloring books in general for other things? Do you look at that as like an avenue of, you know, future projects that you may be working on?
You know, it's funny. I've gotten that question more and more in the last 2 weeks, and to be honest, I didn't think about it until I started doing like press and interviews. So I haven't thought that far ahead, but I would be open to it because this has been a fun process. So the cool thing is because there's not storytelling or anything, you can just kind of just make a piece, and then if you have enough to hit a theme, you could just put them all together and say, here's a book. Yeah. So yeah, there could be a Satanic 3, there could be, you know, mythology coloring book, who knows, but there are possibilities of more, for sure.
A little Cthulhu coloring book.
Could be a little Cthulhu coloring book.
We were just talking about that kind of stuff. It just flies off the shelves, the Cthulhu stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually just bought an HP Lovecraft themed coloring book from an artist that was really cool. His style is not like mine, but I really liked it, and I wanted to back it because it just looked really, really cool. So I now have 5 Lovecraft posters, inspired posters. So I don't know, maybe there's a Lovecraft coloring book in me that I don't know about
that
yet,
you didn't know about. That's funny. Yeah. Now let me ask you this. It sounds like you've had a lot of positive feedback on the book. Have you encountered any negative feedback on it? Have you had people be like, hey man, like, what are you doing? Like, have you had any of that in the process?
Yeah. So there's been a couple different kinds. I did have a guy confront me at the Altoona comic book show, and it was kind of like the let me yell at you about God, you know, and it's just nice that he has, you know, his beliefs, and I was really excited for him to dictate that he needs to, you know, tell me what he believes in, which was exciting. So there's that kind of level of kind of like, I'm generally upset because you don't agree with my beliefs, which as an American, it kind of offends me because it's like, it's very cool that you have your beliefs and I'll respect your space. Please don't feel the need to scold me because I'm not like you. So there's that. There's kind of like the rude inquiry people where there's been a bunch of people recently on coloring book groups in Facebook that will say things to me like, do you draw animals or children being hurt in these books? And the one comment was during a flip through where Randy did a flip through the book, and I'm like, no, do you draw children and animals being hurt? Well, why would you ask me that? I'm like, I don't know, you felt the need to ask me, so I'm asking you the same thing. Like, well, you're keeping track of me, you know. So there's that kind of like, just kind of, I don't know, kind of like, you're even looking at it, did you even look at what you saw? And then there's just kind of a general level of upsetness. But the thing is I was in another local artist group. It's called like Homing Creatives on Facebook. And this guy just went off and just started scolding me about the end of the world and Jesus. And it was funny because he got kind of gang piled by the group being like, dude, this guy's not hurting you. Like, if you don't like it, you need to leave it alone. So the hate, the kind of the lower level of kind of what you want to call it, negativity or haters, it's really dumb. Where it's like, I hate you guys, you're stupid. And it's just like, but why? Well, I don't like, but why? Like, so they're not really able to articulate anything because I don't know that there's anything that you can complain about.
Right.
If I had marketed the whole thing to kids, I could see someone saying it's inappropriate to market nudity and adult themes to children. But we didn't do that. It's very clear that there is one that is not for kids. There's one that's okay to show to kids. So, I mean, if you don't like that, it's like, we've already said this isn't for kids. So this is adult material, and I do believe that adults should be able to have adult material. Not everything should be made for small children. I have small children. I don't want everything made for them, and I don't think everything should be for them. We should be able to have both. But people just saying I'm upset about it. There's some, but it's just so dumb, and it's so poor. They're so poorly spoken, and they're just they're a combination of rude and stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
I was looking through the pages, and for those who just tuned in, we are talking to Jason Lenox, and he's talking about his Kickstarter that's on right now, live on Kickstarter. Obviously, it's for his coloring book, the Satanic Coloring Book, volumes 1 and 2, and you're killing it, man. You're doing a great job. My question was, so you have volume 1, volume 2. Volume 1 is rituals, volume 2 is animals, right? And I noticed that there are symbols above the animals. How much research went into making sure that these symbols are authentic symbols, so that the community, the satanic community, doesn't come after you and say, "Hey, man, this is BS. That's not what that is." Like, was there any of that, or is it something that you were just like, "Hey, this looks like a cool symbol to pull on top of the cat"? Can you explain some of that thought process behind putting these pages together?
So at first I didn't pay much attention to what the stuff all was, and then I started to make things that were wrong, and then I would have people in those communities say, this isn't quite right, and they were very good about explaining to me why that's wrong. And you've done something that doesn't quite jive with what it's supposed to be. And then I realized that there's so much symbolism that goes with that genre, that you do have to separate out the real imagery from this is from a video game, this was changed for a band, but you might know this more than that. And I actually ended up doing quite a bit of study about it, because what really focused me in on it, I had to go on a podcast a few years ago called Black Mass Appeal. It's a satanic podcast from San Francisco, and I was their special guest for satanic symbols on their 30th episode. So
Wow.
that was kind of I really got to go uphill and get smarter on this. And that was a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2018 I did that. So that was kind of my learning was up to that point. And then I really had to pile in the learning to be a guest on that show and speak more intelligently than I was before that point. But yeah, so there definitely was, so a lot of times on the pentagram, you see small symbols. And I remember at one point, I pulled reference on those, on that symbol, and there was different little small symbols around it. And I had used one by mistake that was used by a band, and they made their own little symbols. And someone was like, well, actually, you got to use these symbols because what you use is kind of bullshit. So, to the layman, you're like, looks good to me. But people that are really in that world, they will point out to you. And here's the thing, I never went in with a disrespectful attitude. So it was always let's embrace you, and let's include you in our community, and let's help you know more about it. Because if you're representing the community, we want you to do a good job. It's the satanic community is pretty broad. I found it to be a very inclusive and welcoming group. The perception might be that it's very scary, but I found that it's not. And I really feel included and welcomed by all the people in those communities. And it's a diverse group of communities.
Nice. Interesting. So what was your, you're getting ready to launch, you put in all this work in, and how confident were you on day one going into it when you hit that button?
I felt pretty good, because I think Kickstarter is so, I've told friends, to me, it's the truth. Whatever you put into it is what you'll get out. Do you do the legwork? Do you do the research? Do you do the planning? And, do you have a feeling for what's going to happen? And you never know the end result, but I was pretty confident that I would get that goal pretty quickly. I think it was 3 or 4 hours. But the failures that you see on Kickstarter, I think, is that I'll get $50,000 because I can draw, and then they get 8 backers and they just fail, but it's they were making guesses with no research. So I felt very confident that it would do very well. And it was my biggest day ever on Kickstarter for the first day. So, I mean, it was over 100 backers in one day. So with Lords 4, it was like 63, I think. So, I mean, it definitely ratcheted up.
Nice.
No, that's good, man. I think that part of it, like you said, going into it knowing what to expect and doing all that pre-work that you have to do. And you know, you're a veteran of this thing. You've got 12, campaigns that you've done. So you've done your homework. You know what you're doing in that sense.
Well, and I think you got to earn up to it where, like, if it's your first Kickstarter, maybe you just get 30 backers. And what I would tell people is that's okay. Like, you can't look at people that have done, like I know, heck, the guy Folklore, his book that did Conan, Carrie Nord, his Kickstarter is gigantic, but look at his pro credits, look at his career, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay that you're not Carrie Nord. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, you guys are where you're at, and your only goal should be to do better. My only goal is to do better than myself. So I think it's a little bit of a trap to see people that guy got 1,200 backers, and it's like, I got 38, but it's like, but maybe for you, 38 was like a great first step. Right. So I would tell anyone, like, don't knock your own results, because like you have to build up to, having that 100 backer day. You just don't get to show up and get it.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah. In the comments right now, we have Sebastian from Nerds of the Round. I know you were on their show yesterday. He's very excited. He's very excited for you. He says we need a Satanic George and Sam. And he got very excited. We were talking about the Cthulhu stuff. He's like, yeah, take my money. He's ready for that.
Take my money.
Michael Sammartino, he's one of our viewers also. He's on here, and he's saying it's basically the Wiccans will catch the minutia of those symbols. He bets when it comes to just being on point with some of that symbolism that you're putting in your book. So, but yeah, Jay, you're doing amazing, man, and I'm glad that that you're finding a lot of success. I can't wait for number 4 of Lords of the Cosmos. That sounds like it's going to be fun. But so tell us a little bit about some of the main, like some of the highlights of the campaign, some of the things that you say, hey, you know what, if you guys want to get in on this is a real good tier to get into.
So I think the best tier to get is you get both books. So you get both books in print. Now, this campaign I managed a little bit different. So I have less tiers, but I have all kinds of add-ons. So I'm really trying to take advantage of Kickstarter putting add-ons into their campaigns. So you can get little satanic color pencil packs with one of my symbols on them that I made up. And you can get an enamel pin that I designed with a satanic coat of arms, which you could like wear to church and try to trick people, right? But you can get my kids to color a page for you for $30. My kids are 6 and 9, so they will color a page for you. You can get my wife to color a page for you. You can get me to color a page for you. You can get a bunch of the models that worked on the book. You can get some of the artists. So I think there's like a really cool, like pick a person to color for you. Because I didn't do sketch covers on this, but I figured it's a coloring book, right? So we got to take advantage of coloring books. So you can have one of the models colored for you. You can have, like I said, you can have one of the artists. So I think that's really cool. I always have new T-shirts. I have a new T-shirt design on there that I based off of Ozzy Osbourne's 1991 album, No More Tears, but it says No More Shows because we haven't been at shows in forever. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in there, but I think the neatest part is to get one or two of the books and then to start saying, I want to have this person color. I want to have Jason color. I want to have Jason's crazy kids that we see on Facebook and Twitter. I want to have those kids colored. So I think that's really the funnest part of the book, is I really try to embrace it being a coloring book and to kind of get into like, let's do things with coloring.
Nice. So which is your favorite piece?
Wow. It's like trying to decide between all your favorite children. I think my most favorite piece out of the whole collection is probably the one that I called Ritual, where there's 2 werewolf women, and then there's Lilith, who's a historic biblical satanic character, and I depicted her as a woman with wings and horns, and she's holding another woman, and there's a big pentagram on the floor that they're all standing around. And again, I just called it Ritual. So, I mean, it looks like a ritual to me, but I really like the werewolf women, and I like the composition of the women in the background. and it's up to the reader to decide, like, what is the ritual? Like, are they hurting the woman? Are they helping the woman? Like, we don't know. It's just kind of, here's an image, and a lot of it's like a Rorschach test where it's like you figure out yourself, like, what do you see in it? And that piece, it was really hard to do. I did a specific photo shoot with some models to try to figure out some of the poses and angles with it in like 2018. And it was a big piece. It was 34 inches square. It's a lot of work, so I'm really proud of that piece, and it's just on one page in the coloring book. But to me, it's like there was a lot of work, and there was a lot of thought, and there was a lot of design, and I really like the werewolf women. I thought they turned out great.
Awesome.
Nice. So yeah, you have 18 days left to go. 219 backers. So you've blown away your goal, and the turnaround time expected receipts are.
So I said next August, and I did that for a bunch of reasons. I'm very, very concerned about supply chain issues right now, and that could be coming from all kinds of angles. So I think it's very important to pad in those delays. Similar to knowing your goal, you set your own goals. So you could say this is going to take 3 years to finish, right? So it's Kickstarter. You can put whatever you want. I tried to do a very far out goal. And that way, if I get it done in May, it'll be great job. We got it early versus, and you said we were going to get this for Christmas. We got it in May. You're slow. So that's the crazy thing. Like the result will be the result. It's how good are you at predicting it? So one, I'm concerned about delays. The Postal Service thing that just happened, I didn't know about that, but I'm not going to ship stuff till after that thing goes. Right. You guys know about that?
No, well, I've heard bits and pieces of it, but I'm not exactly sure. So what's going on with that? What's happening with that?
So the post office has said straight out from now, from October 5th or something until December 26th, all mail will be more expensive and slower.
Oh.
On purpose, because they want less mail and more profit. So if you had a Kickstarter that you did in July, and you were planning to send it now, and you had this much money factored for postage, you might actually have to spend this much.
Right.
I just sent an Etsy package today that normally would have been like $9. It was $13.
Wow.
Etsy was smart enough to have that built into the change, but I thought, man, if this was Kickstarter, you would be getting killed. So I put it really far out there, and one of my friends was like, isn't this book almost done? And I'm like, it is, and I need some time to wrap up some details and get the finishing touches on it. But I was like, I need a little bit of time to take a break after back-to-back Kickstarters, plus you got the postage problems, plus what if I go to get the books printed and they're like, well, we're not going to paper for 2 months.
Well, paper shortage, right? Exactly. That's impacting, a lot of the big comic book companies also.
Right. So I think the due date is based on, again, you got to pay attention and say, I don't want to make you feel that you got it late, because I could set the date. So I was like, August seems like a pretty generous date, and if it goes, like I said, if it goes in May, good job, guy.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, good luck with that, Jason. Thank you so much for coming on, man. You've been amazing. We definitely have to have you back, maybe sometime next year when you're doing your next book, and talk a little bit more about the process.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, because I love the artwork on this thing. It's very it's very realistic, like maybe not scary realistic. It's like it's a comic book, bro.
Like you were there,
what I mean?
man.
Yeah. So but thank you so much for coming on, and definitely we'll chat. Good luck with everything.
Yes, guys. Thanks so much for having me as a repeat guest. You guys are so upbeat and positive, and it's always a pleasure to chat with you both. And thanks for helping me succeed. I really appreciate it. Again, thanks to all your fans, and thanks for having me on, guys.
Anytime, brother. Mi casa, su casa. Talk to you soon. Thank you, brother.
Take care, man. Turn those lights on. You're scaring me over there.
Right.
I'll talk to you later. Oh, man.
All right. So, guys, we're going to be closing this one up. We're going to be closing this one up because we are going to be live in like 2 more minutes. So join us back as we have guest D. Wayne on the show, and we'll be back in a minute. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And
Peace.
We are it's just it's not
Crazy.
Acquiesce.
no, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him say my name, right? This is what you were thinking? Oh,
You are listening to
he
Catch
described me.
the
He
Craze.
said, I'm the...
What? Catch the Craze.
You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
To Catch the Craze.
You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze.
You're listening to Catch the Craze.